Yash, deep at the ocean. Don't get hypnotized by a pretty young face. Who's free of that? That stuff, man, is so strong for most guys. I remember it happened to me once. To be honest with you, I've always been pretty good with that. I've never seen a girl to where I like, oh man, I have to talk to her. She's just so good looking, like I have to talk to her. It happened once. I was in Thailand and there was a girl from Greece, and I had to talk to her, and I did, and nothing came of it. But the point is, what is that? What is that compulsion? We see a form, it's just a form, but yet this compulsion, obsessive feeling to talk to her is just so strong. See, this is biological instinct. This is what we have to transcend. Now, I don't mean that then we just don't feel anything. We don't appreciate a woman, or we're not attracted. We don't, we become a robot. No, but we don't become a slave to it. This is the whole point. The other point, the other factor, it's not just it's a biological instinct. It gets the dopamine dripping. See, when we see a girl, you can feel something move inside. You can feel it. You look at a girl, the self-talk starts, and then the mind starts thinking things that make the dopamine drip more. Like, ooh, maybe I can talk to her, maybe she likes me, and then what's the ultimate? Ooh, maybe I can have sex with her. I used to ask guys back in the day, see, I couldn't really relate to this so much. I can relate because I'm a guy, but not on a personal level, which is this, I was never overzealous about sex. It wasn't like I saw a girl and I just had to, do something with her. And because we'd be out, and guys, oh man, she's so fine, And sometimes I'd say, yeah, okay, but what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Well, yeah, I want to have sex with her. He'd say it in a different way, more gangster way. And I'd say, okay, then what? You have sex with her, then what? Where are you going? And then they're stumped. There's no then what. You see, they can't. They're totally taken over by the software program, the biological instinct, which is to mate. See, they don't understand that. You have to understand this is a program. It's not who you are. It's a program that's operating inside this virtual reality suit that the consciousness is plugged into. But you got to recognize that your consciousness, and then there's some space. You're at a higher vantage point. Then you can see the software operating. You're not like, what's that movie? There's an old movie where the guy gets absorbed into the video game, and then now he's fighting these characters in the video. Tron, I think it's called Tron. So you don't want to get like that. You want to maintain your inner stability, and then you feel how these programs are operating through you. You're like, whoa, the nervous system got activated there, and now it's sending these impulses through the emotional body, and then the glands are releasing certain secretions, and ooh, the dopamine's flowing. I'm looking at a girl, or I just won a lottery ticket, whatever. All those things are just material for this game that we're in. And a good technique too I used to do? I mean, this isn't going to work 100%, but it helps put things in perspective. Let's say a girl's a teenager, 20s, whatever. She's in her prime, okay? Just fast forward some decades, okay? 30, 40, 50 years. You think she's going to look like that? She's going to start getting dried up and wrinkly, and she's going to start looking old. And then you go in the future long enough, she's just going to be a dead corpse, and if she was laying out here on the beach, the vultures would be eating her like they do with these fish, and worms would be crawling through it. This is the reality. So it's a very temporary thing, this momentary youth and freshness that we have. It's not so real. You have to overcome that while you're still young, though. I'm going to make a video on, we got to transcend this sexual instinct and compulsion while we're young, Because when we're older, it really don't count. It transcends us. When we're older, can't do nothing anymore. You got to do it when you're young, when you still got something, you know. So this is what I'm trying to say. Like, this stuff is rooted so deep. This is why we have to go deeper than the biological instinct. What's deeper than that? Consciousness. That's the only thing that's deeper than that. This is why we need a spiritual practice. This is why I keep making videos on self-inquiry. Or whatever spiritual practice you have. If you got a religion, that's fine too. You know, if Jesus is your savior or Buddha is your savior, what's the point of religion? To be absorbed into this expression of God, so there's no more you as the ego. And then this particular form that you're worshiping, you start to imbue their qualities. That's bhakti yoga, or the practice of worship. It's fine. I like it too. It's just we have certain prakritis that our constitution is gravitating towards. It's usually either devotional type spiritual practice or Gnani, which is the path of knowledge. We recognize the formless conscious awareness inside our own self. That's more my path. So that's why I'm sharing on that, you know. So let me know if you get attracted to these girls, how that feels. Does it take you over totally? And what do you do? What do you do in that moment? Do you just go with it? Do you just go to sleep? You just get hypnotized? Like, I need her. or is there some space? You got to start recognizing the space between you, the consciousness, and this software that's operating. You got to just cut it, even for a couple seconds, so you can feel the charge of how strong it is. It wants to pull you into that. You gotta be aware of that. If you're not aware of it, you can't transcend it. So you got to start somewhere. Hope that helped you a little bit.